And welcome back, Montreal. We're having a good time tonight. Welcome back, Montreal. It's Beryl Wiseman, editor of the Suburban on the Suburban Radio Hour, and with my good friends and colleagues, features editor Anthony Bonaparte and sports editor Mark Lidbetter. And now I turn it over to Anthony. And Anthony, I think Jen is on with you today.
Yes, she's on with all of us. She's on.
Yes, she is.
Exactly.
I'm here.
Mark is here.
Oh, she's here.
Did
you hear her mellifluous tone? She's here.
I'm over here.
Listen to that.
Way across the bridge. I'm here.
Bonjour. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello, gentlemen. How are we doing tonight?
I'm not a gentleman. I offend that remark.
You did we had a home section this past week in the Suburban. Jen did a couple of stories, including a rebirth of My Generation column.
Yeah.
This week, or kind of in an upcoming issue, you did a story on the study.
I did.
And an interesting initiative they have coming up, or they have going on. What's that all about?
Yeah. Well, I always love these community stories. I think we all do over at the Suburban because, you know, they're just heartwarming and it's just a lovely community story. So the study sent their grade 6 and 7 student ambassadors to a local Westmount daycare to do sort of a reading buddy system where the older kids read to the younger kids and they broke into smaller groups and they had discussions about the book. And it was just a great way for everybody to kind of get along. The older kids get to practice their French speaking skills. The younger ones always look up to the bigger ones. So it was a really nice initiative, and they plan on keeping up with this plan going forward and doing it more with the little kids. So yeah.
Perfect.
Wait a minute, Anthony. Am I to understand what Jen said, that the kids from the study went to daycares in Westmount and they got to practice their French, as she said, in Westmount?
They did, yeah. It was a local French daycare, yep.
And they couldn't and they couldn't practice their daycare at the study?
Well, of course they could, but it's always nice to get out of the school and have some real life experiences, right?
Okay. I guess.
There you go.
Anthony, I think you and I should go to a daycare or elementary school and tell them about life at the Suburban.
No,
we can bring Jen to make sure we behave.
You better bring me to pad that visit a little bit.
You don't trust us?
Speaking of parenting.
Segue. Not my subject.
Speaking of parenting, you had a blog that came out pretty recently about your son.
I did, over at thesuburban.com. I had a parenting blog. So I write quite often about this. My son does chores. My son is 11 years old, and he does chores around the house. And I get a lot of really good feedback on these articles when I write about chores and kids, and I get really negative feedback. Did you guys have chores growing up? Because I certainly did.
My father, basically, he made sure that before I could even think about asking to go play outside or do anything enjoyable as a little child, I had to have a list of chores already taken care of. So he'd sit in his easy chair, reading his newspaper, and I had to basically do a preemptive strike. You know, I'd had to basically, clean my room. If I had to cut the grass, water the grass, do whatever I thought he might ask before I could even think of saying, "Daddy, can I go play outside?"
I just for curiosity, how is making your bed a chore? Who did you expect should make your bed?
Well, in certain families, their mothers always did it. I mean, I have a friend who never made his bed in his entire life.
Okay.
But anyways, yes, I did chores. Had to do chores. How about you?
That's interesting because, I like that comment because with my son, we often don't even refer to it as a chore. It's just like you're pitching in because you live under this roof and everybody pitches in. That's just kind of...
But he never came back at you with an answer that I often gave to my dad, like, I didn't ask to be here.
Not yet. But trust me, he won't forget if he asks that question.
I wouldn't survive that one. I wouldn't see the back of the hand coming fast enough.
Somebody going to get hurt real bad.
I had one chore. My mother had a bad back or developed a bad back at some point. My room they left alone. They knew I needed my books and my games and my records and my whatever and around me. So leave my little room alone, leave my creative chaos alone. But I vacuumed. I am an expert vacuumer.
I did that too, yeah.
Hated it.
I did windows. I vacuumed.
I never did windows.
I did everything.
It's interesting. My parents owned a commercial cleaning company growing up. So not only did I have chores at home, but I also cleaned offices as a teenager to earn my car.
Okay.
I was cleaning everything back in the day. But yeah, I have written about this quite often, and I've had people that have said, good on you, my kid's pitching in, yeah, rah, rah. And I've had parents write back and say, this is absolutely unimaginable. Kids should not have to do any sort of labor. That is the work of the parents, and kids should get to be kids.
So, until what age, though? Like, what's the cutoff line?
I don't know.
Well, you're the mother.
I mean, if you're 14 years old.
My kid had a chore chart at 3, so.
Okay, oof.
3?
I mean, just
kind
to
of a parent
instill
are you?
basic skills for sure. And you know what? One day his wife or husband will thank me for.
There you go.
Anthony,
for setting him up like that. So.
Anthony, I think there should be an exception for sensitive male childs.
I think doing chores as a child made me the rounded gentleman that I am today.
It gave me a bad back.
Okay.
Lower vertebra.
Jennifer, thank you very much.
Thanks, guys. Take care.
Janice, treat.
In the most recent feature section, Dr. Mitch continues his series on weight, following up on the column where he talked about the origins of hunger pangs. This time he talks about how we train our brains to eat healthy and maybe lose weight as well. Now, we all know the answer to that is, it's just a matter of putting into action. Eat better foods, eat less, exercise.
I was thinking of Dr. Mitch this week. I was driving in the car, and I think Mitch was on CJD here.
Yep.
And you know how I joke anyway, like his columns sometimes make me, put illnesses and get over this and get over that.
He's a Dr. Bill.
I understand, but this time he was talking about how all these new health reforms, he was hysterical. He's a
funny guy.
It's not going to work. It can't do it.
He's a funny guy.
I think he should write that column for you.
He will eventually. I wrote a piece on Terry Moshe's most recent book.
Yep.
I've been babbling on about it for the past couple of weeks now.
Great piece, very rich text, a lot of great stories.
Any baseball lovers out there, you got to get the book. Upcoming issue, Dr. Mitch again talks. He finishes a series on weight, and this time talking about Ozempic. It's a diabetes drug that became a phenomenon recently, and that stupid song on TV has annoyed me to no end.
Ozempic.
Thank you, Mark. Who sang that song originally in the 70s?
We'll have to call the
a
other
band called Pilot.
Oh, damn!
Remember that song?
No, seriously, who did?
Pilot. I had to look it up.
Oh my God!
I remember as a kid.
What was the name of that? It was so it was irritating then. Oh God, it was so.
I used to know the lyrics to that song.
Oh my God, Anthony!
I
will now look at you in a total different
self-respected 10-year-old kid back in the mid-70s.
You were not the crotchety.
I even listened to the Bay City Rollers. I listened to the Bay City Rollers back then also, okay, because I was a little kid, okay? So please, forgive me.
I understand.
Oh, it's magic. I'll stop there. Sorry.
God help us. It is the end of civilization.
At least, they brought. I read in that article where they actually brought him back into the studio at Abbey Roads to re-record that song for the commercial. So at least he's not being exploited. He's making some money on the song again. Talking
about old songs, we have to talk one day, but on this segment, not right now, but the incredible popularity of Hotel California. They say that women from 7 to 70 love Leonard Cohen. Well, women from 7 to 70 love Hotel California, and I don't understand why. You're going to have to explain it to me one day. Here, on air.
On a dark desert highway.
Yes.
Okay.
Cool breeze in your hair, not yours.
Warm smell of cletus.
Warm sun rising up in the air.
Uh-huh.
Up ahead in the distance. What did you see, Mark? A shimmering light? Okay, we'll stop. Judy Amiot will be writing about a dog breed that is, let's just try to get this. It's low to the ground. It has droopy eyes, really long ears. It also drools a lot and has a tendency to flatulent.
Basset hound.
Very good. 2 points for you.
The hush puppy dog.
There you go.
They're so cute.
So that's an upcoming column from Judy Amiot. Our travel writer Melanie Reffis wrote a piece on Sint Maarten. It's in the Caribbean. That's spelt Sintmaarten. That's the
Dutch part.
There you go.
There you are.
There you go. The Dutch part of an island of Saint Martin. The other part is French.
Yeah.
It's in the Dutch Caribbean. And again, I want to just say bonjour emphatically. I will say every store I go into now, I will say bonjour Everywhere I go, I say bonjour hi. I'm going to yell it at the top of my lungs, bonjour hi.
If only
until I annoy every OLF member or QLF member.
and most of the cabinet.
Exactly.
And
Because
if only for the cartoon, pick up this week's Suburban if you haven't yet, and take a look at Anthony's cartoon, which has Bonjour High dedicated to irritating Monsieur Roberge and all his other cohort of ministers, and Bonjour High in lovely fonts. I don't know how many fonts he used.
as many as I can find.
Yes.
Yes. Big and small, bonjour hi,
And
over and over again.
You can contact Anthony, and he will get you a 2x3 foot poster for your kitchen for a tidy little sum that you can afford for a present. Mother's Day's coming up.
Merci, bonsoir, bonjour, salut, Beryl.
Mon plaisir, mon ami. We'll be right back after we check in on road conditions at the CJD Traffic Center with Mike Cohen and everything you need to know about entertainment and society news.